If there was one contestant from American Idol Season 22 who stood out as being the most bashful and frightened during her audition, it was Emmy Russell. Despite her obvious anxiety, Emmy's singing captivated the judges, who were genuinely struck by her passionate performance and natural talent. The judges were even more surprised to find that Loretta Lynn, a country icon, was her grandma. While many people were impressed by this connection, it also proved to be a double-edged sword for Emmy. Some criticized her for depending on her family's history rather than her own ability. Despite the pressure, Emmy continued to grow and develop her own voice on stage. Join us as we find out what happened to Emmy Russell following her time on American Idol. Before taking the stage on American Idol, Nashville's singer-songwriter Emmy Russell took a unique road that impacted her artistic trajectory. Despite her musical upbringing, Emmy struggled with self-doubt, nearly abandoning her music career. In 2017, she chose to put her ambitions on wait and work as a missionary in Brazil and Hawaii. She took a break from the music industry for over 6 years to focus on her spiritual path and personal progress. It wasn't until Emmy returned to the United States in late 2021, at which point she began to reevaluate her artistic destiny. Her grandmother's death in October 2022 had a significant impact on her desire to reconnect with her love of music. Before Loretta Lynn died, Emmy had a passionate chat with her in which Loretta advised her to utilize her musical skills and not let them go to waste. This chat renewed Emmy's ambition to pursue a career in music, prompting her to release her single, Skinny, in August 2023, which represented her personal problems. After Skinny received some notice, American Idol contacted Emmy over social media and invited her to audition. Emmy chose to take advantage of the opportunity to participate in a singing competition, despite the fact that it was not initially planned. Her American Idol audition struck an impression. She sang her original song, Skinny. Emmy was cautious and reserved at first, but she gradually opened up about her famous family history, revealing her link to Loretta Lynn after a small shove from the judges. Her impassioned performance and genuine lyrics drove the judges to tears as she performed. Katy Perry appreciated Emmy's songwriting in particular, emphasizing that her creativity was distinct from her grandmother's and was not overwhelmed by her history. She encouraged Emmy was taught to embrace her uniqueness and not feel pushed to compare herself to her grandmother, Loretta Lynn. Lionel Richie and Luke Bryan both commended her performance, noting her emotional sensitivity and vocal power. Her audition was met with universal acclaim from all three judges, giving her a coveted position in the following round in Hollywood. Emmy was overcome with emotion as she expressed her thanks and joy, reflecting on her journey to honor her grandmother's history while forging her own career in the music industry. Throughout the season, Emmy's confidence and stage presence improved dramatically. Her performances spanned from original compositions that represented her strong affinity for country music to creative versions of popular songs, such as her ballad version of Walk the Moon's Shut Up and Dance during the Songs That Make Me Want to Dance round. This adaptability delighted the judges and propelled her to the top 5. Emmy is more than simply a vocalist. She comes from a family with a rich musical background. Her musical pedigree is deeply rooted in country music, since she is the granddaughter of Loretta Lynn, one of the most recognized and influential country music singers of all time. Loretta, also known as the coal miner's daughter, gained to prominence in the 1960s with a string of popular songs that reflected the challenges and perseverance of working-class women. Loretta Lynn's trailblazing songs, such as Coal Miner's Daughter, You Ain't Woman Enough, and The Pill, broke country music traditions by tackling issues like as poverty, adultery, and birth control with an honesty that was revolutionary at the time. Loretta's influence went beyond her music. She was a trailblazer for female musicians in the genre, winning many Grammy Awards and induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Her career spanned 6 decades, and she released countless records that cemented her reputation as a country music icon. Loretta's sincerity and ability to convey powerful, captivating stories via her songs endeared her to people all over the world, propelling her to the top of the American music charts. Patsy Lynn, Emmy's mother, also contributed to the family's musical tradition as part of the trio The Lynns, which included her sister Peggy. The Lynns had numerous hits that charted on Billboard's Hot Country Songs in the 1990s. Emmy grew up in this rich musical milieu, often accompanying her grandma on tour. This upbringing had a significant impact on Emmy's creative journey. After learning about Emmy and her family's musical history, people wanted to know if she had ever performed alongside her late grandmother, Loretta Lynn. To their delight, they learned that Emmy had indeed shared the stage with Loretta, who saw her granddaughter's brilliance early on and pushed her to shine. Loretta welcomed Emmy on stage multiple times, giving her the opportunity to share the spotlight and acquire crucial experience as a young vocalist. Emmy and Loretta sang If I Die Young by the band Perry on stage in 2012, which was a very memorable performance. Emmy seemed apprehensive at first, but she soon got her feet as she strummed her guitar and sang. Loretta stood at her side, smiling with pride. The audience burst out in cheers, apparently astonished by Emmy's talent and ability to connect with the audience. This early performance gave Emmy a peek of her talent as a singer-songwriter, pointing to a bright future for herself. Loretta's support and belief in her granddaughter surely influenced Emmy's musical career. However, the discussion about nepotism in Hollywood is at an all-time high, with consumers growing increasingly outspoken against individuals who profit from celebrity ties. Even Emmy Russell, who competed in one of the world's greatest singing competitions to discover her own voice, has felt the pain of these criticisms. Emmy received flack online, with many accusing her of moving up in the tournament only because of her family's name. In reaction to the criticism, she posted a cryptic Instagram story, quoting Dr. Caroline Leaf. "Honesty without kindness is cruelty. Kindness without honesty is manipulation." This reply seems to counter the harsh criticisms that her success was only due to her grandmother's legacy. While some supporters of ousted competitors think their favorites were more deserved, there is no reason for the criticism leveled against Emmy. Despite the criticism, the judges have constantly applauded Emmy's development, saying she earned her spot in the top 5 with her distinct style and genuine performances. Emmy is looking forward to continuing her musical path with greater confidence following her time on American Idol. On May 17, 2024, she released her most recent single, Redemption, a pop-infused, emotionally charged breakup ballad that demonstrates her increasing style and lyrical complexity. Emmy's words in Redemption display both sensitivity and power as she discusses the difficulty of moving on from a broken relationship. Then, a month later, she returned to the Grand Ole Opry stage, a huge accomplishment that reflects her deep country music history. Emmy has suggested that she will release more new songs this year, but she is keeping the contents under wraps for the time being. Aside from her creative songs, Emmy posts wonderful cover songs she enjoys on social media, demonstrating her versatility and profound commitment to her profession. She didn't enter American Idol to win, but to have the courage to sing in her own voice, which she believes she has done. She now accepts her family lineage as a heritage she gladly carries forward, rather than a shadow to live under. Rather from being frightened by comparisons to her iconic grandmother, Loretta Lynn, Emmy is encouraged to honor her lineage while forging her own musical path. Emmy is prepared to face whatever challenges come her way in the future, while being loyal to herself and her heritage.